someone was in a courthouse and had "fuck the draft" on the back of his jacket in a courthouse, and the court said free speech is the right to have offensive speech that people don't agree with. So I don't know what the court's going to do here, because we got rights and balance here, because we got the right of privacy, we got the military funerals. On the other hand, we have ideas. Because you disagree with an idea may make it a wonderful moral debate. But the First Amendment doesn't talk about viewpoints. The First Amendment is supposed to be content neutral, viewpoint neutral. Because otherwise we would allow laws to be passed that say you can't criticize Democrats or Republicans. We would have a law that says when you're the President of the United States and your party loses an election, you're not supposed to get all upset about it. We'd have laws. So we weigh and balance. So this will be an interesting case as we weigh and balance rights against each other. All right? So the fact is that, let's try one out that's more to home. My client, the UC Santa Cruz University City on a Hill Press. Got it? They put an ad in the paper. Only a college newspaper could do this. The ad said, "For sale, one baby, human, blue-eyed, few bruises, mostly good condition." What's wrong with this ad? My moral friend at the top, what's wrong with this ad? They didn't put a price. Hey, by the way, can you advertise the sale of babies? No. Does the First Amendment protect your right to advertise illegal products? No. First Amendment says you have right to advertise, you have freedom of information exchange, business reporting, but you know what? The fact of the matter is that if you can't, they can have a restraint, complete prohibition on the advertising of illegal products. They can stop newspapers from putting in ads for prostitution. But what about this one? Hey, by the way, is this realistic? What was this, do you think? Was a joke, satire? Alphonse was in on it. Otherwise, Alphonse gets a lot of weirdo calls, and he was in on it, so he's a wonderful Latin phrase. You want to learn a Latin phrase today? Sin volenti non injuria. To the willing, there is no injury. Sin, without, volenti, volition, non injuria. To the willing, there's no injury. You go to a baseball game, you get hit by a foul ball, or apparently this World Series get hit by a bat, because they constantly throw their bats in the stands. That, you've assumed the risk. On the other hand, if a baseball player goes up and starts hitting in the head in the stands, that you don't assume that risk. So Alphonse assumed the risk. So Alphonse is suing. How come my client got sued? Because you're not thinking. I'm going to tell you who sued him. Because they said they had First Amendment rights. Here it is. The Karate Studio sued him. Yeah. The Karate Studio, which advertised its ad and paid $175, said, "We want our money back because you put us on a page that made it look like they were all satire." So rights were in conflict. So one person says, "We have a right to engage in satire." I think any good newspaper, particularly a college paper, should have at least one great satirical column. When I was in college, back in the Stone Age, on the Stanford Daily, we, on April Fool's Day, thought it was a very good deal to have our whole front page, particularly the top of the fold, with an article that said that although people were being told they were building Terman Engineering Building, it was actually a nuclear power plant. We had interviews, and we made it look real, etc. 713 calls came to the university talking about why are you building a nuclear power plant. Man, April 1st, nuclear power plant, but it really looked real, like War of the Worlds. So the university, and what I could still consider a badge of honor, threatened to suspend us for having had that publication. I think being threatened to be suspended once at least is a good thing as a First Amendment person. And if you're in high school, actually being expelled.